task for today is we are just going to swap the given elements. Okay, so this might be a simple program, okay, without using loop actually here. Okay, you can use with loop also for swapping again and again. Okay, but let me just show you how to swap elements without using loop only in this program. Okay, maybe tomorrow or day after tomorrow I'll be showing you how to use with the loops. Okay, now just see here swap elements like x, y, z. I am giving the three element like x, y, z. Okay, I want my x to be stored in y to be stored in z, and z to be stored in x. Okay, so this is how my swap should be. Okay, so x to y, y to z, z to x. This is how my swap should happen. Okay, so for which I just introduce a new a temporary variable called temp. Okay, as I introduce it, I just assign the value to be 0. Okay, then what I'm doing is like I'm just giving the x value to the temp. Okay, now x value has a copy in the temp. Okay, now you can replace the x value with the y. Okay, now y value goes into the x, right, in this line. Okay, so now y value since goes into the x, we can just replace the y value with the z value. Okay, since z value goes into the y, we can just replace the z value with the x value. So we have already put the x value in the temp, right? So that is what I'm just giving into the z. Okay, so this is a basic program. Okay, you'll encounter this kind of task in the bigger programs or bigger programming areas, but you have to be very clear. You can just increase the number of elements, you can just play with the number of elements, okay, and see how it is working. Okay, so this is for 3 elements. Okay, you can just swap as like you want. The pattern also you can introduce, that is up to you. Okay, now I'm just printing all the printing all the output like the new values of x, y, z. Okay, and if you see here, I've already done like 6, 7, 8. So x, y, z, right? So this is x, y, and z. Now see here, after swapping, my x value becomes 7, and y value becomes 8, and z value becomes 6. Okay, so it got swapped. Okay, okay. Now 13 to 7, like 2, 7, and 13. Okay, so this is how the program works. Okay, and I have told you a small task in the last video. Let me just reveal the answer in this video. Okay, so this is the last video. Okay, so if you see why I have asked you, if I give, okay, let me run and show you. So like yes, if I just say factorial of -1, I ask the question like why the output variable, that is factorial n, is having 1. Okay, value 1 even though it has no factorial. Okay, and also if it is 0, then also it has the factorial n 1. Why it is happening? Okay, so very simple, because I have just introduced the factorial n is equal to 1 before the loop. Okay, if you introduce this factorial n is equal to 1 here below the x, you will encounter a problem, because output variable here is factorial n. Okay, if you don't want to encounter such problem, because we are not highly dependent on this factorial n for if it is a 0 or if it is less than 0, so you can just take off this output variable also. Let me show you that. You can take off this output variable. Okay, and you can take this factorial n, okay, and place it below else part, and once I save it, now if you go run and see, okay, so this is the answer. So factorial, it is okay, sorry, factorial, okay, that is no output variable, right? So you have to take this also, because I have just removed this output variable in the function. Factorial is 1. Now this, it is not displaying, right? Yes. Now if we go check for the negative values like -9, no factorial. Now if I go check the value for some positive value like 7, yes, that's it. Okay, okay, I just revealed the answer for the last quiz which I have asked. Okay, and I guess I hope you're clear with this step also, the swap elements. If you have any doubt, do let me know in the comment section. I'm ready to answer your queries. Okay, I'll meet you in the next session. Till then, take care. Bye bye. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is 100-day challenge on MATLAB loop. So the task for today is we are just going to see swap elements using loop. Okay, in the last video I have posted how to swap elements like only one time, okay, without using loop basically. So I have also promised that I'll be posting you the video for swapping element using loop. So to maintain the continuity, I'm just posting this video today. Okay, so here my input, my function name is swap element underscore loop, and my inputs are x, y, z. Okay, that is the elements which is to be swapped, like x, y, z are the three elements which is to be swapped, and swap is the variable which just indicates how many times the loop how many times the swapping has to be happen. Okay, that is the variable. Okay, that variable holds the value. And here comes the while loop. So here I'm using the while loop because we have used enough number of times for loop and if loop. So here I'm using the while loop. Okay, while swap is greater than 0. Okay, so if I give swap is equal to 5, then it goes from 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. So when it reaches 0, then it exits the loop. Okay, so this is how while swap is greater than 0. Okay, I what is same thing that I initialize the temp, okay, to 0. Okay, and temp is equal to x, x is equal to y, y is equal to z, z is equal to temp. I have given clear explanation in the last video. Please do check the last video. Okay, and swap is equal to swap minus 1. That is what the variable, and for each loop I'm just printing this. Okay, so each time the new xyz value I'm printing, and also the swap number also I'm printing. Okay, and it goes to the new line for the next print. Okay, so this is what the program. And if you go to the command window, I have already run this code, like swap elements underscore loop is a function name. I'm passing 5, 6, 7 and 3. So initially 5, 6, 7, okay, that is x, y, z value. So x holds the 5, y holds 6 and z holds 7. Okay, now the first swap, okay, x, y, z, like 6, 7, 5. Okay, so can you see here the 6 comes here. Okay, and in the second swap the 7 which is in the second element comes to the first element, and 5 which is in the third element comes to the second, and the first element will become shifts to the third place. Okay, now again second comes to the first place, third comes to the second place, and the first comes to the third place. This is how the swapping happened. Now let me give 5 times, okay, or 6 times. Okay, see here 6, 7, 5, 7, 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 6, 7, 5, 7, 5, 6, 5, 6, 7. Okay, can you see the pattern? Like since it is a 3 number, so after 3 swaps it just rearranges to the original position, like 5, 6, 7. After 3 swap it just goes to the original position. Okay, again after 3 swap it just goes to the original position, like 5, 6, 7. Okay, so this is the trick in this is the basic concept, I guess, and you'll just encounter this kind of problem in a bigger problem. Okay, this kind of task in a bigger problem, you can just break the bigger problem into chunks and you can work upon. Okay, so for that little chunks I have just introduced this program to you. Okay, and that's all for this particular video. We'll meet you in the next video with more interesting topic. Till then, take care. Bye bye. Welcome back to the channel. This is 100-day challenge on MATLAB loops. Okay, the task for today is find the 4 positive number. Okay, they have to be stacked in this way. So A will be smaller number, then B will be greater than A but smaller than C, then C will be greater than B but smaller than D, and D will be greater than rest of the 3. Okay, you have to find these 4 positive numbers, and also you have to find the condition, like any three of these number comprises the sides of the right angle triangle. Okay, so if you are just passing the 4 numbers and any of the 3 elements comprises any of the 3 value comprises the right angle triangle sides, then you have to give out 1. Okay, if not you have to give out 0. Okay, so this is a MATLAB Codey problem. You can also check out there, but there if you just work out, if you go to the MATLAB, then MATLAB Codey, they'll be asking you the condition only. Okay, but here what I'm trying to do is, like, you have to just think of the 4 positive number also. Okay, just try. If you can't, you can just take a help from MATLAB Codey. Okay, just try to get those 4 positive number and pass it to the function. Okay, so just try to get 1 as much as possible. Okay, not 0. Okay, Okay, now let us go to the coding section. Okay, so this is a single line code. Okay, like it has to just pass on these condition. Okay, and if it passes these condition, I'll be just giving out 1. Okay, else 0. Okay, so this is also called as Pythagorean triple. Okay, so my function name is that Pythagorean triple out of this 4 input variable, and my output variable is flag. Okay, so just see here, I have just written the Pythagoras theorem here, that is square root of a square plus b square to the c. Okay, so if c is equal to square root of a square plus b square, or the condition can also be like this, d is equal to square root of a square plus b square, or d can be is equal to square root of a square plus c square. Just check the variables. Okay, and also, or the d is equal to square root of b square plus c square. So you just think of why I have given these variables. Okay, like c to ab, d to ab, d to ac, and d to bc. Okay, just think of yourself. If you have any doubt, do let me know in the comment section. I'm ready to answer your queries. Okay, the program is, that's it. Okay, so now I'm going to pass the numbers. Okay, so sorry, I'm just going to pass the 4 positive numbers as per our condition. Okay, so here I have already checked the assertion condition in MATLAB Coding. Okay, so that is what the thing is. Okay, so this is the thing. So now what I'm going to do is, let me just try with 3, 3.5, 3.5, okay, 4, 5. Yes, so this passes the condition. Okay, so 3, 3.5, 4 and 5 has contains the Pythagorean triple. Okay, and also it satisfies our condition. Okay, so now let me just show you another example. Okay, like 3.7. okay, so it will gives us 1. Okay, so let us just take it off, since the small variation will do. Okay, 8. Okay, okay, this is also passing the Pythagorean triple. So now let me give 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so 0. Okay, so some of the combination will not give Pythagorean triple. Okay, so since I have already undergone this process, I am just familiar and I have written these combination. You just try out your own combination. Okay, and try to get maximum flag 1. Okay, so anybody can obtain flag 0, but try to just work out and obtain these combination. Okay, this 4 number combination. Okay, and also obtain the answer as flag 1. Okay, okay, so that's all for this particular video. If you have any doubt, do let me know in the comment section. I'm ready to answer your queries. Okay, so that's all for this particular video. We'll meet you in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye. Hello everyone, welcome back to this channel. So today this is day 3 in 100-day challenge. So in this particular video, we are going to see about the task collage sequence. Okay, so today we are going to generate collage sequence. This is the task. Okay, so first let me explain what is collage sequence, and then let us get into the programming part. Okay, so now collage sequence is nothing but collage. Okay, so just correct me if I'm not pronouncing it well. Collage sequence. Okay, so they'll be giving you a number. Okay, so a single digit number or maybe double digit number, a number. Okay, they'll give you a number n. Okay, so first if n is, okay, so you have to generate a sequence starting from n. It should go on till 1. Okay, in this sequence it may increase or it may decrease. Okay, so how the sequence proceeds, let us see. So if the n is n or any entries in the sequence, okay, if any entries in the sequence is even, okay, if this is even, then its next digit will be, or the next number in the sequence will be that particular number. Okay, n divided by 2. Okay, okay, if it is odd, then the next sequence number will be 3n plus 1 divided by 3n plus 1. That's it. Okay, so I'll show you an example. If suppose I'm giving 13. Okay, so 13 is odd, right? So odd. So what we'll do, 13 into 3 plus 1 we have to do. Okay, so which is 30, right? 13 into 3 is 29 plus 1 is 30. Okay, 13 into 3 is 3 3s are 9 and 39 plus 1 is equal to 40. Okay, so the number is 40. Since this number is even, so if it is even, the next number will be n divided by 2, which is 40 now. So 40 divided by 2 is 20. So this is again even. So it is divided by 2, which is 10. Okay, again even. Divided by 2, 5. Okay, now 5 is odd number. So for odd number, it is 3 into 5 plus 1, which is 16. So 16 is again even. So 16 divided by 2 is 8. 8 is again even. 8 divided by 2 is 4. Okay, again even divided by 2 is 2. Okay, again even divided by 2 is 1. Okay, so that's it. So when it reaches 1, it should exit the sequence. So this is how the sequence should go. Okay, I guess you have got the idea what is collage sequences. Okay, so I have written the program already. Let us get into the program and see how I have written. Okay, so this is the program. Okay, so function, this is the output variable, that is C, which displays the sequence, collage sequence. Okay, the function name, and the n, which is the input value which I am passing. So for this particular n only, we are going to generate the collage sequence. Okay, so first what I am doing is I am initializing the value 1 to increment. Okay, so this increment is for looping. Okay, so you will be get cleared why this increment operator, variable is used. Okay, so now C of inc, which is my collage sequence C. Okay, that is the output variable, right? So C, the first entry in the sequence will be the n only. Okay, the input value. Okay, so that is what I have done here. Okay, and here right now I have a check using while loop. Okay, so if my n value is 1, then it can exit the loop. Okay, if it is greater than n, then it has to be inside the loop and perform the task. Okay, okay, so once it comes inside, so first what we are doing is we are going to check whether it is a even or odd. Okay, if it is a even, then n divided by 2. Okay, so I'm just entering the entry in the sequence. Okay, in the C. Okay, that is what done here by incrementing the vector value. Okay, so here C of 1 is equal to 1, the first place in the sequence. Okay, if the number is even, then the second place in the even is incremented using this command, and the entry is done using this here. Okay, okay, if it is odd, then it comes to the else part and does the execution. Okay, so this is done repeatedly until it reaches the value 1. Okay, so this is the code. I hope you understand the code. If you do have any doubt, please do let me know in the comment section. I'm ready to answer your doubts. Okay, so now I'm going to take you to this command window for running this code. Okay, so I have already checked this. So let me, yes, for 6 the collage sequence is this one. Okay, now let us run the collage sequence for 78 and see. Okay, so this is bit longer. Just see here. So when it reaches 1, it ends. Okay, 78. Okay, since it is an even number, divided by 2. Okay, here it is an odd number, then 3 into n plus 1. Okay, again it is even, divided by 2. So it goes on. Okay, okay. So I hope you understand the code. So if you have any doubt, do let me know in the comment section. I'll be ready to clearing your answer. So that's all for this today's task. Okay, so we'll meet you in tomorrow's task with more interesting topic. Okay, till then, take care and bye bye.